Welcome to Attack It Adventures today. Today I'm here to discuss family history basically. But first we're going to start out with these flags here. And this is the Confederate flags, somewhat what Confederate flags look like from 1861 to 1865. And this was the rather died freemen than live to be slaves. This was the flag of the 3rd United States Colored Troops. And I'm going to go over these pictures here in a few minutes to show you more info. This is the Union flags. And here's the battle flag of the Union. It was the eagle. And this flag right here, they say it looks like a Betsy Ross flag, but it was actually called the snowflake flag because it had a unique design and it had clusters of stars arranged in a representation of a snowflake. And here are some more flags for the Union. This is a star pattern, and this is just the Civil War Union flag. So now we all come from both sides of each Confederate or Union services of the military. If you don't believe it, we do, because we're a mixture of the United States of America, and this flag now represents us, the United States of America flag. And to talk about flags, I was in a store the other day, a consignment store, and I went in there just looking around, and I bought this flag to put up on some of the graves that we do, and for $1. So I went in there, and the lady said, well, it's about that time of year for flags for July. And I said, well, I'm buying flags to put on the military graves, or in unique places that you put flags at. And she says, well, hold on a minute, let me go to my car, and I'll be right back. So she came back and she gave me all of these flags for free, and I thank her very much for that. Because in the last video, when we were putting flags on the graves for the Civil War soldiers, I had these plastic flags, which I don't like very much. I like the wood ones the best. Better to break down if needed be, to recycle them. So now on to the rest of this story. So I'm going to pull away the 3rd United States Colored Troop flag paper, and we're going to talk about Barron. This is the Barron family crest, and my grandmother, it was from that family. She was a Barron, and we're going to be talking about a certain man that was in the Union Army in the Civil War, and his name was Thomas Barron. And he actually, there is a Barron Estate Library and Art Center in Woodbridge, New Jersey. He donated this, his house, for a art museum or a library. So the Barron name is an important one in Woodbridge, as the family was one of the first to settle here in the late 17th century. The Barron family, noted patriots and philanthropists, made many contributions to the town. The Barron estate encompassed the land opposite First Presbyterian Church and continued west onto the property through which Barron Avenue runs. Two of the original structures built by the Barron family still stand: the Barron House and the Barron Library. The house was built by Joseph Barron, a deacon of the church, and his sons, John and Thomas. John managed a farm on the family estate and established a cabinet factory in Woodbridge. Thomas Barron held a partnership in a trading house in the West Indies trade. Upon his death, he bequeathed $50,000 for the establishment of a library. The library was built in 1877 on land donated from the family estate by Thomas' nephew, Civil War physician John C. Barron, and that's who we're going to talk about today. It was the first free public library in Middlesex County, constructed by renowned architect J. Cleveland Caddy in Romanesque Revival style. The building is a supreme example of Victorian-era architecture and is listed on both the state and national register of historic places. Since 1977, it has housed the Barron Arts Center. And this is like an updated version of the house, and this was an older version of the house or the library. And somebody sent that to my grandmother when they went to go look at the house or the library. And this is John C. Barron, a picture of him in the library. And I'll move him out of the way. He was actually in the troops of the Army, and I'll explain that here in a minute. If you want to know what that noise was in the background, that's the cat moving around in the... So this is I'm trying to go live, but it wouldn't let me, so it's taping it. So John C. Barron, New York son of John and Mary Connor Barron, was born in Woodbridge, November 2nd, 1837. He received his preliminary education at a select school in his native town. He entered Burlington College in New Jersey, the institution being at that time under the rectorship of Reverend George W. Doane. He then went to Yale College, studying the scientific department, at the same time attending lectures and going to private school. In 1860, he entered the College of Physicians and Surgeons of New York, graduating thence in 1861. In April of that year, immediately upon receiving his degree, he entered the United States Volunteer Army as an assistant surgeon, being passed by the Board of Army Medical Examiners sitting at Albany and designed to the mechanic rifles. This position was declined on account of being tendered. The assistant surgeoncy of the 69th New York Regiment, then in the field, this regiment was among the foremost to offer their services to the general government early in 1861. Dr. Barron, immediately upon his appointment with a detachment of the regiment, proceeded to Washington and was sworn into the service of the United States, going at once to active work with the regiment, then the advance guard in Virginia, as stated in the publications of the day. In June 1863, he re-entered the Army, being assigned assistant surgeon of the 7th New York Regiment and serving with the reserves called out in 1863 to repel the advance of Lee. In July of 1869, he was promoted to the surgeoncy. In 1871, he resigned from the regiment and was appointed Surgeon General. So, that's some of his history. And what I think... I was going through some pictures of the family of my grandmother's side, and I found these pictures, and I think these pictures are from his time during the Civil War. Because back in the background here, they have the dates of 1902 and 1900s. And these were for the scaling contests awards that these men won. But this is a whole group picture. And I looked up the infantry, and it was from New York. So that's the only thing I can gather, that these might be his pictures. So that's what they look like. And then they're standing around and taking more pictures. We don't know where these were taken at or anything. So, might have been during the Bull Run time, because I did read something up on that. But I wanted to show you, like, here's some that is in formation, some up at the hill. And they look like they're getting in line. And then you have the the cannons. And then practicing, I think, for medical. And then all in formation. And then their tents up in the field. And then they're all in their nicer clothes. Then they're in the field with all their tents up and their cannon positioned. And it looks like a crop that is there, that I can tell, either of tobacco or something else, I don't know. But there is actually a statue of a horse right here, and a flag right there. I don't know if that was, it might have been the Union flag flying that day. And what I can think of, these are people, they're practicing and putting medical things on these guys laying there. And this guy's taking a nap. Some more cannons on their cots, getting ready for the day. And one reading a newspaper, or maybe a map, for all we know, I don't know. So I just wanted to show you some family history. On my side, I have Confederate and Union, and we need to stop taking down all these Confederate monuments, because actually we have to honor each side, because we are now one as an American flag. And you know, we're not supposed to have hate today, but the ones that want to keep like taking down things and everything. So what are you trying to change? Are you trying to change the hate from then? Or y'all trying to have hate for today? So y'all go attack today in your neighborhood, and keep on watching Attack Adventures, and hit that like button. Thank you.